Hey guys, what's up? This is Vacant and Lego. Thanks for joining us once again for the new chapter of Bleach. This week it's chapter 680, and it's the end part 2. Big news, first of all, on the cover. We've had confirmation that Bleach, even though we knew this was the final arc about 4 years ago, we finally had confirmation that we are really approaching the final stretch, as the cover art is a picture of Yuha Bark, and it says there's so many chapters remain. However, it's been blotted out. Yeah,
pretty smartly there. Really tense. Bleach is really ending, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm wondering if it's my prediction is that it's 20 chapters remaining or so, or 10 chapters. What do you think?
Well, it's definitely double digits. I think it's absolutely double digits from the spacing on it. I mean, I was thinking it was going to end and this was the final battle. However, over the course of the chapter, basically we've got another break and we're going to finally move into the final stretch and the final location for the last battle. So, quick rundown of the chapter. We left off with Ichigo being held by the face as Yuha Bark drained his power out of him. Now we've confirmed that it's not just the Quincy power but also the hollow power. We were debating and theorizing perhaps when all the Quincy power left him he may go into a psycho crazy full hollow mode. That doesn't seem to be the case. All of his powers have gone. Now all of his Quincy and hollow powers have been sucked out of him and he's left incapacitated. Yuha Bark stands triumphant. He creates this giant, huge, like black canopy of a shadow, literally over the Soul Society. We then switch over to Hashwold and Uryu. Uryu is on the floor. Hashwold has spared his life. They do a little bit of
parlay.
Yeah, my power is through my friends kind of thing that Uryu goes for. Hashwold rightly points out quite a logical thing. He says, really, if you should base your friends... Well, not logical, but logical to a villain. Like, I like the fact that Hashwold kind of called out that, saying it's bullshit, that Yuha Bark has helped him and developed him and helped him to grow stronger in the short time that he's been a soldier of Yuha Bark's, as opposed to just being friends with Ichigo in that all that time.
Exactly that, man.
Which to a villain, that makes a lot more sense. So I really like that they included that. Like, it's not going the fairy tale route of friendship trumps all. So that really pisses Hashwold off. He is about to kill and strike down Uryu. However, we see they are interrupted by Gerard.
Yet another Ausfehlen or whatever.
Yeah, for those who can't remember, he was the Miracle. He was the giant, and he was facing Kenpachi, Byakuya, and Toshiro Hitsugaya. Looks like they finally killed him. His gigantic skeleton, just comes crashing down into oblivion. And finally, we cut back to Yuha Bark, just as Ruki and Renji catch up. He advises them. He opens a Garganta portal, and he no idea where he's going to, because as far as I'm aware, he turned the Soul Society into the Quincy Palace, so that was his home. So I don't actually know where he's going, although because it's a Garganta, I'm assuming he's going to Waku Mundo. Obviously, the Garganta is the hollow power. Possibly that, or either in the Dongai, but I'm not quite sure. It kind of confused me where he was going. He must have some kind of secret base, but he basically said he's going to leave the portal open because he can change the future anytime. That was quite a nice threat as well. His power is to change the future as he sees fit, so anytime that he sees joy in Ichigo's life, that's where he will murder him. That's basically what he says. He says, when the moment that you reach immense joy and happiness is the moment I slaughter you. And so to fear happiness for the rest of eternity, that's pretty dark. I really enjoyed that. So overall, thoughts on the chapter?
Well, pretty much that, man. I mean, Kubo, the fairy tale thing which you pointed out, and how this guy makes his exit. These are just, the villains have made dialogues that are just hard hitting. They can't just be explained away with happy shonen happiness. This is just like, oh man, he said he's threatened to murder them, hasn't he? It isn't that he said, I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to destroy you like a Sith Lord says to Jedi. He's saying, I'm going to murder you in a most luxurious way. I think he took all the Quincy powers. I was really disappointed that Ishida didn't get to have a fight. The dialogue was pretty cool, but I think Joa Bak absorbed Hashbolt's and Gerard's powers and killed them like he did the other lower level Stern Ritters.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a repeat of what happened earlier. So he's betrayed Hashbolt, who was at the moment feeling proud of following Joa Bak. So that's pretty interesting. But also a douche move. One thing I was hoping for a fight, and I was also hoping for more action, like the parents had arrived.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll see what happens. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the surprise that I've seen in this episode, is that in this chapter, is that there's another break in the fighting. It seems like we're gearing up for like that final charge, but we've had that several times in this chapter, where the Stern Ritter have retreated, then gone back, then Ichigo's gone off on trains, then come back, then he's gone off and been defeated, and then there's been a break in the fighting. So it seems like we're gearing up for one last training montage before he goes and defeats Yuha Bark. Quite what he's going to do now that he's weaker than ever, we just don't know. That's going to be interesting. But going back to Hashwold, yeah, that was one thing to mention. Yuha Bark said that he didn't need any more of the Stern Ritter. He didn't need anyone. Now, it was kind of unclear. I'm not sure, was it if Yuha Bark killed him? It kind of looks like he killed Gerard and possibly Hashwold, because there was sort of like a shining light that came down on Hashwold that stopped him from killing Uriel.
Hashwold didn't use his forced ending. Maybe that's why Gerard got skeleton.
Possibly. That's a
skeleton. He was in his normal form. The other Stern Ritters also survived by being out of proximity. They just lost their powers.
Good point. Yeah. So
predictions.
Let's get on to predictions then. Well, I think Hashwold will. There's two ways this can go. Hashwold will feel betrayed, and he will end up fighting and revealing a weakness of Yuha Bark's to the heroes, because he's felt betrayed and he wants to get his own back. But personally, I don't think that's going to happen. The reason I don't think that's going to happen is because Hashwold holds Yuha Bark's power at night when he sleeps. He basically swaps with him, and I think that's so important that even Yuha Bark, this all-powerful almighty villain, cannot do without that. He would surely not leave that weakness out in the open. So I don't think that's going to happen. He'll probably just retreat with Yuha Bark. Yuha Bark's gone back to wherever his final secret base that they're probably going to enact a plan where, the entire world and Soul Society and Wakemoon are about to blow up or be destroyed or merge together, something like that, where there's more stakes, not just they're going to go fighting because. So I think they are going to do something like that, where he reveals a master plan of where he's going to probably merge them all together just for shits and giggles, I guess. So that should be interesting to see. I assume Ichigo is going to have to be picked up off the ground, literally and metaphorically, and he's going to get buoyed up again by Renji, Rukia. Someone's going to do some tough talking to him, and he's going to re-find his resolve, and then he'll go through one more training montage, possibly with Aizen and Nura. I'd like to see him train with Aizen.
To be exactly.
And what do you think?
Ichigo needs. I need him to have that look again he had when he was about to defeat Aizen. I thought he was way past being despair. I understand his despair now, but we need Ichigo to be badass again. I'm pretty much for all of those theories. I just have an interesting side theory that maybe what's that? Maybe the battle won't be resolved in a term of who has the highest Reiatsu. So maybe it'll be like let's say they do a time skip. This is my theory. They do a time skip or something. Then they're literally saying, "Where is Joa Bak?" And Joa Bak just comes and he's just become God basically, and then he just screws them over time. Like the only way to defeat him is either by ideological changes or some weird time travel bullshit. It's not going to be Ichigo swinging a Getsuya Tensho to defeat Joa Bak. They're going to have to go really weird to defeat him if they even manage. So.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's interesting to see. I guess we'll find out in the next chapter. I'm assuming the next chapter will just deal with the aftermath. We'll possibly see a glimpse of Yuha Bark's next move, see where Hashwold, whether he retreats or joins the good guys, and see who's still alive.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that that we're going to finish Bleach this year, though, or is it going to go on to a little bit to next year?
I possibly think we will end it before the end of the year, because there's about we're halfway through the year now, so there's about another 25 weeks left, so that's 25 chapters in theory. I could see it ending. I would personally like a bit more than 25 chapters, because I'd like to have this like fully resolved, and we know how sparse Bleach chapters tend to be. So I think I want it to wrap up next year, but possibly it might be the end of the year. We'll probably get a better idea next week.
Yep, next week then.
Okay, well, I'll see you same time next week, Lego, and thank you for watching, everyone on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and look forward to talking about more Bleach with you.
Share us your theories too.
Yeah, pop in the comments below any theories or anything that you have. What you think about Shinji? What you think about Ginjo? Is he going to come into play with anything? Aizen, Urahara, Ryuken, and Ishin? Let us know in the comments below. But thanks for watching, guys. Take care.